everybody? Yes, everybody can hear what I'm saying. Welcome all of you to this first session of The True Engineer here at this Faculty of Industrial Design Engineering. As you all know, it is the first of 7 afternoons in which we will discuss what is the true engineer, what are his passions, what does he want in life, etc. And this, we're very happy that in this beautiful building we will have our first session. Before I introduce the guests to you, I have a few practical remarks to make. First of all, would you please switch off your mobile phones if you haven't done so? The second remark is that the public is very much invited to intervene. It's not just a discussion at this table. It is supposed to be a discussion of the whole group here, and even the people over there can participate. So if you would like to participate, if you have a question or a remark, then just raise your hand and Jelle will come to you and you can ask your question. Then the last remark I want to make is something about the rules of the the last thing I wanted to say is that at 5 we stop at about 5 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock there will be drinks, and the drinks will be served in the ID rooms. I'm not sure everybody knows where they are, but there will be enough people who do know where they are, so you can just follow them. My name is Karin Westerbeek, and I'll be the anchor woman this afternoon, but I'm not the most important guest at this table. The smaller my role is, the better. So now I'll introduce to you the rest of the guests, and they will also partly introduce themselves. There's Patrick, and he's a student at this faculty, and maybe you can tell something about yourself.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Patrick Sanwikarja. I'm a 7th year student here at the Faculty of Industrial Design Engineering. I'm sitting at this table because, the title of this symposium is The True Engineer. And lately I've been really wondering, since I'm now a 7th year student already in the final phase of my study, wondering whether I'm really a true engineer or just someone who knows how to design and has a little bit of technological knowledge. And I haven't really figured out whether I'm going to be a real engineer yet, so hopefully today I'll find out.
Okay. Then here we have Clive Dim. Clive Dim is a professor at Mudd College in California, and he'll also tell us some more about himself.
Good afternoon. It's nice to be here in Delft. It's not my first time here, but every time it's a pleasure. I don't know if I'll be able to explain to Patrick or to Hasso what an engineer is or why I am an engineer, but it is something I've been doing for more than 40 years. It's something that is an integral part of my being, who I think I am, my identity. My wife and my children remind me. And so as we talk about this, I'll tell you a little bit more about that.
Okay, thank you. Hasso is also a student at this faculty.
Good afternoon. My name is Hasso Schaap. I'm also a 7th year student at this faculty. Since January, I think, I joined the mental dinner parties at Motive. We discussed several subjects about why you're studying here in Delft, why you want to become an engineer, why you're studying technology, what's the difference between Delft and other universities in Holland. At that time I thought about whether or not I wanted to become an engineer, and now it's more a question of why do I want to become an engineer, and that's what I am thinking about lately.
Okay, thank you. Kroeske is someone most of you will probably know from radio and television, and he is fascinated about engineering, and maybe he'll tell some more about that.
It's not because I did an engineering study or something. I used to be a teacher of sports. I came in contact about 4 years ago with Delft. And before that, during my work on television with a number of studies from Delft, while working for Jules Unlimited, which was a TV program on the world of science, adventure, technique, sports, and I got to get to know a lot of people who were working in technique, in science, and they were often telling me that what we were doing actually was making an image of a technical job, a technical study. We often heard that the engineer is not really capable in making his own story out of a study, and that's what we actually did on television. And there started my first contact with the people from Delft, and I've been talking with a lot of faculties over here in the past few years, especially with Motive. When the subject got to true engineer, it got my special interest, because I think being a human being and being a true engineer could be different, but it shouldn't be different.
It should not be different. Okay, right. Okay, Hasso, first I would like to ask you something. When did you know that you wanted to become an engineer? Was it sort of a childhood dream?
I think it started with I started in my childhood playing with Lego or wood or anything that you can construct anything with. Then I was about to make a decision to go to Delft and choose a technical study. My sister pointed me to industrial design engineering, and she told me that this is the best choice for you. So actually she made my choice and I just followed it. But it was the best choice I ever made. And I was about 16, I think. So that was the time I chose for industrial design engineering.
And why do you think that you were particularly lucky that you studied this particular studies in Delft?
Well, there are many reasons, I think. I'm lucky because I'm able to study anyway. I'm also lucky because I chose the right one immediately after finishing my exams. And I'm also lucky that I choose a specialty that I really, really enjoy doing.
So what makes it the good specialization for you? What makes that industrial design engineering is the thing for you?
The thing is, it's the thing for me because it's so it has many sides. That's what the faculty always says to first years or first year students, that industrial design engineering, it has so many sides, and you get to know people, creativity, technology, and that combined is the most perfect study, they say. And I think I agree. But there are things that I don't like, but there are always things you don't like.
But it's the creativity combined with the technique that really has your heart.
Yes, it does.
Is that sort of the same for you, Patrick?
Yeah, actually I really agree with Hasso. It's basically the same reason why I came to Delft. And looking back, I think I always knew that I wanted to be an industrial designer, except that I didn't know that this profession existed until I think the 4th grade in high school. I went to this fair where they show all these different studies in Holland, and you got to sign up for different presentations. And then I saw there in the list industrial design, and I had never heard of it, but it sounded interesting, the study in Delft, so I signed up. And after I attended the presentation, it's like, yeah, this is it. I finally know what I wanted to do. I really was really in doubt about what I wanted to do after high school, and it was up to the point that it was really frustrating. Like, damn, I don't know what I want to do. And then after visiting the fair, suddenly I knew this is my field of study, industrial design.
What was it then? I mean, what struck you, especially in this presentation, that you thought industrial design, it has to be and nothing else?
Well, first of all, the thing that I did know is that I wanted to do something creative, some creative study. So before I used to dream about becoming a film director or becoming a comic book artist, because I really always loved to draw a lot. And I do think I have some kind of talent for drawing. I just didn't know how to employ that talent. And at the same time, I got good grades at the technical courses, like science, in high school. So I knew I wanted to do something with that, because it would be a shame if I didn't use my other talent for technique. And so when I saw that industrial design existed, I think I found the perfect combination of indeed creativity and technology. It's kind of like what Hasso says, actually.
Is this Clive? Is this also this technique and creativity at the same time? Is that what attracted you to engineering?
It's harder for me to answer because it happened for me much further back in time. What I remember most as a very young boy, I did build things as a child in England. I had a Meccano set, which in America became Erector sets. My older brother used to build things out of Heathkits, which were little electrical things. And I did those things, but they didn't mean much to me. They were like toys. My father told my brother and me, because of my father's history of being chased through various countries before the Second War, you will be engineers. So you will have something you can take with you from one country to another country. He always believed no matter where we were, we would someday be chased. And I stuck with it, and I happened to do well in a series of mechanics courses while an undergraduate in civil engineering. That got one of my professors to get me fellowships to graduate school. I did well at that, and that's why I did it. I enjoyed doing the applied mathematics. There was a funny side of me, though. As a senior in college, in America we only go to school for 4 years and get a bachelor's degree. So now listening to Patrick and Hasso being in school for 7 years at the same institution, it's scary for me. I mean, we went 4 years, then we went somewhere else for graduate school, could go for another 7, because at least it was another school. But I did make an architecture film while I was a senior in college about some of the great buildings in New York City. And I remember being very moved. Who couldn't be moved at something designed by Ludwig van der Rohe, Mies van der Rohe, some of the austere, very simple, elegant forms. But I didn't connect that directly with my practice of engineering because I became, for a long time, this very mathematical person. And I derived the beauty from the elegance of the mathematics.
Okay.
And it was only later that I came back to design. Much
because
later.
Design is much more practical than the mathematics.
Much, much later.
Okay.
After 20 years of doing the mathematics.
And do you remember why it was or when it was?
I got bored with the mathematics.
And why did you get bored with the mathematics? Was it too theoretical or what was it?
It wasn't it was too theoretical, it just seemed the same stuff over and over. I didn't see myself doing it for another 20 or 30 years to finish out my life. It's just simply, I felt whatever contribution I could make, I'd done.
Is design different in that?
Design is very different, and in fact it's very different because while it incorporates the technical, it incorporates the technical elegance, it's also about people, ultimately. And it's about a mindset that says you cannot model everything in a mathematical expression.
Okay, right. Yes, well, about the human in technique, I think that's also something that you're very interested in. Why your fascination for technical things?
Because I got to know it from that perspective. They both are talking about making movies out of it. I made a lot of little movies, items for television about technical